Hey, what's up, Twitter? So, I want to do this one for the youngsters, actually, like trying to come into the industry and so forth. Um, I don't know what to call this yet. It's kind of like mentors and anticipation equals success. I'm going to call it that, I guess. Um, but I'm piggybacking off of the rant room. They had a great episode the other day. Go listen to the rant room. The rant room's fucking awesome, and shout out to them. They have some great content on there, um, and they keep it real as fuck. You know what I mean? Which is cool. But it was the episode with Kent Powers, and it was talking about mentors and so forth. And Hilliard has said this before, and he mentioned that on the episode that it's essentially like if my pencil like falls off the desk, then and you're like an intern, then pick it the fuck up, you know. Why? It sounds a little like for the youngsters that maybe sounds a little like what are you the king or something like no, it's I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's essentially, hey, I'm busy. I'm busy with this over here that's much more important than my fucking pencil. Be useful, like, and they've said that, like, be useful. And I think it's such a great message. Um, and I hope people go at least listen to that part of the podcast, the youngsters, because that's key, you know. Why? It makes me think, and I think they've used the analogy with water before, like, hey, my water glass is low, fill it up. You're sitting there. What else you got to do? You know, go fill up the fucking water. Um, and you got to understand, like, there's a lot of older folks who are going to be your boss who are used to that, who are used to people who themselves have gone through sort of the trials and tribulations of earning their way into it, and being hazed a little bit, and so that people can see, can you handle it? Can you handle the job? If you can't handle getting me a glass of water, then I don't know if you can handle it, because that's pretty fucking easy. Um, and the irony there too is, or the coincidence is, by the way, that's one thing my ex said to me constantly about her assistants. I've seen her go through a shit ton of assistants in that 20 years. I saw her go through a shit ton of assistants, and that was her number one complaint. That was her number one complaint, that they wouldn't go get water. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm sitting here trying to do this huge deal, and you can't get me a glass of water? Like, what else are you doing? What else do you have to do that's more important? You know? And would you like me to get you a glass of water? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing? So anticipation is the key. If you are a youngster and you're trying to like break your way through like being an intern or an assistant or any of that. Like, anticipate what your bosses need. That's what they're looking for. You what's my story, real quick? Going back to when I first got into recording studios, like I come from the music world first, right? And so when I first got my recording studio job, first one, it was you know, I got the gig based off what I can do, right? Like, they hear my music. Oh, you're a good, decent enough engineer. You're a decent enough producer. All right, cool. Yeah, you got the job, dude. And it was kind of it's kind of a cliche and a trope in that world. But the first, what did they ask me to do first? Hey, bro, go take the fucking trash out. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're not going to jump on the board, like the mixing board. You know, you're not going to start recording right now. No, go take the fucking trash out and clean the toilets. And I shut my mouth and I went and did it. And you keep doing that, you keep doing that, you keep doing that, you keep doing that over and over and over again. And now you're realizing, I'm not even going to ask what they want. I know they want me to take out the trash. They want me to clean the toilet. Great. I'm going to do it. And then finally they're like, hey, you want to wrap some cables? You know? And then oh, they're seeing that I'm a team player. I'm trying to be useful. You know, what else do you need? In sessions, for example, hey, someone says, the artist says like, hey, he just mentions, you know, like in passing, like, I'm a little tired. People are like tired. Boom, I'm gonna go run, get some fucking coffee. Boom, there's coffee. Even if everybody says, nah, I'm good, at least they know. You know what I mean? It's shit like that. At least they know. If they need coffee, it's gonna be there. Or weed, fuck, I ran out of weed. Boom, let me fucking call someone. Hey, you got some weed, bro? I got a fucking singer here. Need some weed. You know, hey, here's some weed. Even if they're like, I'm good, at least they know it's there. You know, they know they can count on you. They know you're being useful and shit like that. And then you just keep going up. And then eventually they're like, I'll wrap up my story. And then eventually they're like, hey, do you want to set up the session? You know? And then you know, okay, cool. Then you fucking anticipate that. Okay, they want me to set up the session. So I should set up the session. Don't ask. You know? Fucking just do it. You know? But being useful, but not being in the way. You know what I mean? Like reading the room. I think that's critical. What else? Makes me think of a director buddy of mine. It tells me, hey, I'm on set. I'm pushing. We you know, one of the cars props is stuck in the mud. I'm pushing it out myself, and everybody's just fucking sitting there. Like the kid that runs up and is like, hey, let me help. Let me help you push this out. Then that director's gonna be like, all right, you know, I notice you. Cool. You know, you're thinking, you know. And then might ask them questions like, so what's your story? You know, and maybe they want to be like first AD or something, you know. And then, all right, yeah, maybe on my next movie, we'll see. What's your shit? Like, show me your fucking reel or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit that people are gonna take notice. I think that's incredibly critical. And one of the things that Kemp said that I thought was excellent is he said, and I don't want people to miss that. Like, I'm trying to hype their video. You know what I mean? Especially for the youngsters. This ain't about me. I'm trying to hype their video for the youngsters. But one of the great things he said was, paraphrasing, my mentors, they didn't even realize they were mentoring me. Like, I just went in and they didn't realize. I don't want to paraphrase too much because I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it's been the same for me too, and it's been the same for a lot of people I know. That's my point, is a lot of the mentors, it wasn't this thing like you just DM them and then, yeah, sure, I'll just fucking mentor you for no fucking reason. You know, it was more about like, how can I be useful to you? And then they're like, I don't even, and he gave a great example actually. I got to quote that real quick. He was talking about artists and it was like, just mix my fucking paint. That's it. I don't need shit from you. Mix my fucking paint. I don't need to see your paintings. I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here. It's not about that. Mix my fucking paint. And that's a great analogy, you know, because hey, you mix the fucking paint right, and then you start anticipating like, oh, they want their paint mixed like this. So I'm gonna fucking do that. So when they walk in, it's already mixed. There you go. You know, and then they might say like, do you paint? You know what I mean? Like, oh, do you paint? Like, I have no fucking idea. Shit like that. Like, so for the youngsters, again, anticipate. And again, that was the number one complaint of my ex over 20 fucking years is and a lot of fucking assistants got fired for that reason because they couldn't fucking anticipate that you wanted some water. That's the reason they got fired, honestly. So don't walk in thinking like, hey, I'm just gonna jump into the fucking lead role and run this whole fucking thing. You know. That's it. Anticipation for youngsters. Later. Good luck, kids.